There are many great ways to have Saturday schools, and this presentation is meant to just give you another idea. In the email, I am including instruction sheets, letters, and other forms that can be modified and used to fit your needs. If you don't receive an email and you are just viewing this and you want these resources, be sure to email me and I will send them to you. Also, be sure and watch the study card presentation if you have not, because none of this will make any sense without it. If we are going to come to school on Saturday, it should be fun, and that goes for teachers as well. The method suggested in this presentation has been used before and is proven to provide successful practice for students while being fun for the adults. There are certainly better ways than this to have a Saturday school, but this is an effective way, especially when you invite a whole lot of kids. Let's take a look at a Saturday school, and let's just talk about Saturday schools in general. This is an actual Saturday school in an elementary school where kids were preparing for the fourth grade writing test. What we're going to do is we're going to bring them up and we're going to do study cards. We're going to invite the kids that can benefit the most from this, so we can't invite everybody. And the main thing about Saturday schools is the relational aspect of it. The kids took the time to come to school on a Saturday, and we're going to encourage them, we're going to interact with them, and we're going to help them build confidence by getting right answers. That is a crucial part of a Saturday school. We're going to invite our adults up that are relational and that will help our kids gain this confidence. Here's a Saturday school that actually happened in a middle school. Now, if you're wondering, will kids show up on Saturdays? The answer is yes. The first time that we did this in a middle school, we invited about 125 at each grade level, and we ended up getting about 100 of them, so we had 300 kids at our first Saturday school. They like to come to school on Saturdays, and it's also very special when they do, because when they'll come to school on a Saturday, they are telling you, I want to succeed. I may act a certain way when school is going on, but when I come on a Saturday, I am showing you I want to be successful. And look at this picture. Look at the excitement, because every time those hands are up, they are raising those hands because they have an answer that is right. They are getting multiple opportunities to practice getting the right answer. And you can see that we have all sorts of kids and adults helping out, and we're going to talk about these prizes a little bit also. One of the cool things that I think about a Saturday school is this. Once a kid has come to Saturday school, they've taken our prizes, they've had a good time, they've had a great school experience. On the day of that test, when I'm talking to that kid in the last minute, I'm going to refer back to this Saturday school and I'm going to say, did you get your prizes? Did you enjoy it that day? Now come on, you can pass this test. So how many Saturday schools should we have in this way? In elementary school, I suggest that we have 3 Saturday schools immediately preceding the first round of tests that come in March. For this, I would invite 4th graders for writing, and I would invite 5th graders for math and reading. For middle school, I would have 2 Saturday schools immediately preceding the March test. I would invite 7th graders for writing and 8th graders for math and reading. When you finished with this first round of tests, then you take a breather and you get the first round of tests behind you, because Saturday schools will wear you out. However, these are fun. Now, we got the first test behind us, and here comes the second round of Saturday schools. For elementary, we're going to have 3 more Saturday schools immediately preceding the test in May. This would be 3rd graders for math and reading, 4th graders for math and reading, and 5th graders for science and any math and reading retest. How about middle school? On our second session, we'll have 2 Saturday schools immediately preceding the May test. This would be 6th graders for math and reading, 7th graders for math and reading, and 8th graders for science, social studies, and those math and reading retests. This will give you a total of 6 Saturday schools for elementary and a total of 4 for middle schools, and believe me, that is plenty. You and your teachers will be completely worn out when these are over. However, you want to enter those days of testing knowing that you have done everything possible to enable your kids to succeed. Well, who do you invite to a Saturday school? Well, you can't invite all of them because you won't be able to afford it. So you are definitely going to spend time trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. Take a look at which kids will benefit the most from this extra practice. I generally planned on 100 students from each of the grade levels. These were carefully chosen, and I will warn you right now, the ones you don't pick are going to be devastated because Saturday schools are fun. So choose carefully. And if you're thinking that kids won't show up, you better get ready. They will, especially because you are going to do a great job of marketing this project. Plus, kids love to come to school outside of school hours. You are going to need a lot of adult help, and I definitely believe that teachers who show up on Saturdays should be paid. I also understand that some of you do not have access to the kinds of funds to be able to pay your teachers. Find a way, if at all possible. Ask your boss. Do whatever you can. It is hard to give up time on a Saturday. However, it is also important that you make this experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible for your teachers. If you do this right, I promise you that your teachers will want to do Saturday schools this way from now on. So choose your number of students based partly on how much adult help you're going to get. One thing that you will see as we go along in this presentation is, if we are a little short on adult help, then we will be able to use students as helpers as well. This is not as effective as having a full group of adults, but it will work. More about this to come. All right, let's choose your students for your first round of Saturday schools. Remember, for elementary, we are going to have students come for 3 consecutive Saturdays. This will be 4th and 5th graders. For middle school, we're going to have 7th and 8th graders for 2 consecutive Saturdays. This is our first round of Saturday schools that's going to get us ready for that first group of tests. So, what do you do first? The first thing you must do is have a meeting and spell this all out to your entire faculty. This is critical. This will really help your selling skills and will also show the buy-in that you will have in helping students be successful. You must sell this idea. Once you have sold this idea to your staff and have discussed it, you are free to start sending around a spreadsheet in which your staff members can start signing up. Keep in mind, any adult is valuable in this process. Your band teacher, even if not a math expert, is still welcome. Paraprofessionals are not really an option. They would be great at this, but you would probably get in trouble going over their allotted hours, so be careful. There are 2 kinds of adults that you need. You need people to run groups, and you need experts in the subject matter. For example, for the first round of tests, you need some 5th and 8th grade math teachers and some 4th and 7th grade writing teachers. I wouldn't worry too much about reading. Study cards are not great for reading. It can be done, but lots of folks can be experts. However, you really need writing and math experts. Keep in mind, both in elementary and middle school, you can hire kids to run the groups. You can also hire kids to be experts as well. With the right supervision, this will work. You're going to have groups of students. Ideally, there should be no more than 10 students in a group being run by one adult, but this number could go a bit higher. Your adult is going to get run ragged if they have 15 to 20 kids in a group, but it can be done. As for experts, the more the better. Although if you had 3 or 4 math experts and 3 or 4 writing experts and some kids to serve as experts, that will probably work. Here is one of several sample spreadsheets that I am attaching that you can modify to send around for signing up for the first round of Saturday schools, as well as the second round. There's a spreadsheet available for that. and you can see all the different categories and even the cost when I was paying teachers for this. All right, as soon as possible, you need to start announcing to your kids about Saturday school. Hey, boys and girls, I want to tell you about Saturday school. It's going to be fun. Now, I wish that I could invite all of you, but I can't. I can't afford it. Now, if you do get invited, I expect you to be here. It's great. If you are not invited to attend, for those kids who make top grades and never get in trouble, I may be hiring some of you to work for me in the Saturday schools. So keep making those incredible grades and doing what is right. Okay, once you've chosen your kids, you are ready to hand deliver your letters. Here is a sample of a letter, one of many that I am attaching that you can use to do a mail merge for your first Saturday school. As you see in the sample letters, and of course you can change anything I give you, what I am offering students is this. Our Saturday schools are going to go from 9 o'clock till 10:30. That's it. No preparation is needed for the teachers. When the kids come, each time they're going to get donuts and juice each Saturday. We keep score. Every time that a kid gets a problem right, they keep the sheet. That counts as 1 point. We keep up with this each week on a spreadsheet. Heck, we give them 20 points just for showing up. At the end of the cycle, whether it is the 3-week elementary cycle or the 2-week middle school cycle, we're going to add up all of the points at their grade level. Kid with the most points, $25 gift card from Target. Why Target? They don't sell liquor, they don't sell pornography. Second place kid, $10 gift card. Third place kid, $5 gift card. And we do this for each grade level. But even if the student is not in the top 3, at the end of each cycle, we will line the students up from first to last, and we will do what is called a prize walk. The student will be guaranteed a minimum of 3 cool prizes. Where do you get these? Dollar Tree, the greatest place in the world for prizes. Did I mention that Saturday schools will cost money? Well, they do. So if you're going to change this to fit your needs or budget in any way, be sure to adjust your letters. Here is a spreadsheet, and I'm attaching this, that you can use to keep score. Remember, they get 20 points just for showing up. They get 1 point for each problem they get right. If they miss a problem, it goes in the trash can. They need to learn to not miss. All right, once you give out the letters, and remember to hand deliver these letters, you need to have someone in your building call the homes of every student you invited. And don't just do this the first week. Do it every single week of Saturday school. You've got to get them here. Okay, what if you don't have enough adults? This is where you're going to hire kids to help. Kids can run groups and they can serve as experts. The more the merrier. You just need to find some special way to pay them. Gift cards, a special field trip, something. For the first sessions, I recommend 5th graders to be hired to run groups. They could be some that are extremely well behaved, and this is a way that you could really reward some kids that may not be the greatest students in the world, but they're very well behaved. They can run a great group for you. I also recommend that you hire outstanding 4th and 5th grade students to serve as experts. The kids who come to Saturday school are going to need a lot of help, and these experts can provide it. Same thing in middle school. I would hire 8th graders to run my groups. I would then hire top 7th and 8th graders to provide help. Be sure that you train these kids to run the groups with fidelity and integrity and how to provide the expert help they're going to give. So you've invited your kids, handed out the letters, called the parents, secured all of the help you need, bought the donuts and the juice, etc. What do you need to have ready before you begin the first Saturday school? Well, I'm not going to lie. This will take a ton of work to get ready each week. It is best that you assign these tasks to capable folks. Unless you have time to train folks, since they are showing up right at 9 o'clock, it helps to have instruction sheets ready. I have found that with elementary Saturday schools, I was able to show folks what to do upon their arrival. With secondary, though, I handed them an instruction packet each time. I am attaching some examples of these packets, and bear in mind that these are actual documents that I used and are thus specific for the time and place in which they were used. You will need to modify them to meet your needs. So you want to make sure that someone's in charge of your donuts and your juice. You want to make sure the custodians have prepared your cafeteria, your gym, your classrooms. You have heat, you have cooling. In other words, everything must be ready. For Saturday school, you need a large sound system and one master of ceremonies. Somebody with a big personality and no sense of shame. This helps to give last-minute instructions and to tell when to start and stop. It helps with crowd control. I always did kind of a running commentary just to keep things going and to drive everyone a bit insane. If you are using multiple areas, then you may need an administrator in each area with this type of equipment. Now, be sure to run off enough spreadsheets so that each group leader has one. That way, when you're finished, the group leaders can record each person's score. You're going to need plenty of sharpened pencils available. You will also need any star-type math charts or other materials already ready. Now, the biggie. Make sure that you have watched the study card presentation because that is what you're going to use. It is critical that you have enough study cards ready to go before you start. There is no bigger disaster than running out of study cards. And get ready, these kids are going to go through these like crazy. So you want to have enough and more. So what study cards do you need for the first sessions? Well, definitely in 4th and 7th, you need revising and editing cards. There are 4 years of release STAR tests available, so I would definitely use these. In fact, I am preparing these for you right now. But I would make more than those as well. More just like those as well. Use whatever materials you have. Remember, only one problem on a page. Never more than one on a page. For 5th and 8th grade, they need lots of math. You can do reading, but it's not great for Saturday school. If you do reading, use very short passages with just one question. As far as math, you can use a mixture of the kinds of problems you think they need to practice. You can easily create these by using STAR 1 or Release Test or whatever resources you have. I will help where I can, so don't be afraid to call. Just remember, you are creating packets that contain study cards with the answers on the outside of the packet. Once you begin, your group leaders will be giving each student only one sheet. When the student completes the sheet, the student holds it up for the leader to grade it by using the answer sheet. If it's right, the student keeps it. If it's wrong, it goes in the trash can. Therefore, have lots of trash cans available. We want to teach kids to get the right answers. Therefore, if they have any doubt, they go to the helper, and then they come back with the right answer. How many packets do you need for your group leaders? Well, more than you can imagine. For example, in math, I would probably create a packet with at least 70 problems. I would make sure that I duplicate this packet so that each group leader would have access to at least 5 copies of the same packet. Probably more than that. You can't have them running out. You need these packets ready at a moment's notice. You don't have time during Saturday school to go off and run more packets. So you have everything ready, and your areas are ready. Maybe you will be able to fit everyone into the cafeteria, maybe not. In middle school, we actually use the cafeteria, we use the hallways, we even use classrooms. Sometimes we use the gym. If we are doing these in the hall, we may need whiteboards for the kids to put under their papers as they work. Remember pencils, star math charts, plenty of packets for the group leaders, trash cans, spreadsheets, clipboards for the group leaders. You got to think of everything. Once your kids enter, when they start showing up, and some of them will show up early, you want them to come in, get their donuts, get their juice, and go to their assigned table. But have the adults talk to them. Remember, this is all relational. Build their confidence. Celebrate that they came to school on a Saturday. This shows how much they want to succeed, especially in middle school. When some kid shows up, oh my gosh, Jake, it is so cool that you came here. This shows me how much you want to be successful. As you are determining how many students are showing up, while they're showing up, you can start creating your groups and assigning the adults to run the groups. 10 is a good group, but honestly, it can be more for each adult. And you want to create a separate area in your space for the experts to be ready. They probably need some tables. They will need pencils. Their job is to help any student who comes to them and to send the student back with the right answer. They want to do this quickly so as not to punish the student's chances of getting a good score. Make sure that your group leaders have about 2 or 3 packets in their hands to start and are standing by their groups. All kids have pencils, charts, whatever. The master of ceremonies gives instructions using the wireless microphone. All right, any of you, eyes on you. Everybody look this way. I need everybody's eyes looking at me. Everybody looking right up here. We are about ready to start. It is so special that you showed up today. This shows all of us that you are ready to do your best and be successful. And look around this room right now. Look at all of the adults who came on Saturday to help you. We want you to be successful. In fact, would you give them a hand right now for being here? All right, look at me. I'm going to give you the exact instructions right now. You are at a table. You have a group leader. In just a moment, your group leader is going to give you one problem. You should have a pencil. If you're doing math, you should have a math chart, but you're only going to get one problem. When you get that problem, I want you to turn it face down. I want you to put your pencil right on top of it. Do not start until we say go. When I say go, your job is to work that problem on that page. Be sure and circle the right answer. If you don't know how to work that problem, look over on the other side of the room. Those people over there are experts, and you can get help on as many problems as you want. Now, it'll slow you down, but you can get help. So if you need any help at all, you run over there and they will help you and they'll send you back with the right answer. When you finish your problem and you've circled your answer, hold it up. Be patient. Your group leader will get to you quickly. If your problem is right, you keep it. That's 1 point. You don't lose that. If it's wrong, the group leader's going to throw it in the trash. You don't get another chance at it. It's not like you can guess at these things. You got to be right. So when you need help, you go get help. All right. When we get close to the end, I will tell you, you're on your last problem. When we finish, it's going to be your job to listen to instructions and to be completely quiet. In fact, the more quiet you are, your group leader has the option of giving you additional points just for you following instructions at the end. So you want to be on your very best behavior because this is going to go really, really fast. What we'll do at the end is when you finish, I want you to put all of your papers together and count them. You're going to write on top of it what your score is, and your group leader is going to come by and check your score. Then we're going to put it on our spreadsheet. We're going to add 20 points to it because you showed up, and that's your score for this week. We're going to do the same thing next week and the same thing next week. And after our 3rd week, that's when we get the really, really big prizes. All right? Group leaders, hand them 1 page. Everybody turn them face down. All right, everybody put your head on your table. Everybody put your pencil behind your ear. Ready, set, go. and the kids take off and they are ready to get going. Okay, make sure that you keep checking to make sure that your group leaders have enough cards. If you are switching subjects halfway through, have a system for handing over the new study cards for the group leaders. Now, the actual session does not need to go all that long. You need to give yourself plenty of time at both the first and the last to provide instructions. Therefore, at about close to 10 o'clock, I'll get on the announcements and I will say, all right, everybody, the problem you have right now is your last one. Leaders, do not give them one more problem. When you finish, count your papers that you have, turn them face down, real large on the back. Write the number that you have. Your group leaders will come by and they will inspect. It will help if you'll put your head down on your desk. Group leaders, you may increase their score one at a time for kids who are doing the right thing. We're going to make sure that we get all of your scores on the spreadsheet. Keep them quiet so that the group leaders can double check their scores. These need to be recorded on all the spreadsheets, and one person should be assigned to consolidate all of the spreadsheets into one master copy so that it's official and we have it from week to week. Remember, they got 20 points just for showing up. This way, if a kid skipped this week, but they come next week, they're already behind the kids who came the first week. Let's talk about prizes. This is completely up to you. The main prizes are going to be distributed after the last session of the 2 or 3 week session. However, little kids get kind of anxious showing up each week without getting anything. Therefore, I will actually buy some Dollar Tree prizes for weeks 1 and 2 just to keep them going. Enough where they will get at least one prize to whet their appetites. I might do the same thing for middle school as well. And just to make it interesting as well, I might give out a small gift card the first week to the one who got the most. If you give out prizes, you are ready to do your first prize walk. Once you've determined what everybody's score is, you line them up from the kid who got the most to the kid who got the least. And you have them walk around the prize table and choose one prize. One long snake line keeps going until all the prizes are gone. Then the kids go home. Clean up. You are done. Of course, there are still several weeks to go. Repeat this process for the next sessions, and remember to begin each session with an updated spreadsheet. The last session is the one where we distribute all of the prizes. This final prize walk, which is based on the student's cumulative score for all 2 or all 3 Saturdays, should result in the student leaving with an armful of prizes. Is this lots of work? Lots of money? Lots of trouble? Well, consider this. On the day of the test, you go up to one of these students and you say the following. Hey, you know what the test is? The test is just a way for you to show up. Hey, did you come to those Saturday schools? Yeah, you did. How many problems did you get right? Well, the first day I got 40 right. Hey, you've already passed the test. You already know how to do this. Did you enjoy getting all those prizes and stuff? Was that cool? See, you know you can do this. That's what Saturday schools do. They give these kids the confidence to go into this test and to not be stressed about it. Be sure and contact me if you have any questions or if there is any way I can be of help. Happy Saturday, school.